So let's talk about the football aspect of this here, even though it's so difficult to separate everything.
Yeah.
So he sends a letter to Joe Douglas, and let me just say this. As I said at the top of this program, it makes sense for a team to go, when you're in this situation, that you've got all of these guys in this locker room who appears to be struggling with the current state of affairs with the Jets. And it does appear to be 2022. This might be, how we're on NFL Plus, everything's plus. This might be 2022 plus, right? Because there was one drive against the Patriots. It's like, where the hell did that Zach Wilson come from? Okay, and there were other moments in Dallas, 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter was a disaster.
Right.
They did win the opener, so this is 2022 plus. But we don't want 2022 anymore. The Jets don't want that anymore. So the question is Kaepernick and kicking the tires on any possibility right now before a trade window could open up for a true bona fide elite quarterback that another team might be willing to flip, and the Jets make a Godfather offer to put this season back together again.
Right.
This long setup for saying, what do you know about Kaepernick's football readiness? What do we know about that?
All we know is his word that he's been working out, staying in shape, and that's that. Look, a lot of people work out and stay in shape. There's a difference between being in football shape, between, seeing defenses, even. And the one thing I really salute him about, well, there's multiple things, but, in this letter, he's like, I'm not trying to come take Zach's job. I will just come in and be your scout team quarterback to help your defenses get ready. I'm not trying to Wally Pip anyone. Just let me come in here and basically be your best practice quarterback. I mean, that's what he's saying. And so it's just interesting because he's like, I am not trying to come in here and say, make me that guy. I'm better than anything you could have. Even though a lot of us could say, even he hasn't played since 2016, the end of that season. Mm-hmm. There's no way he's going to be ready. We can see there's no way. There's a lot of guys who have not played in 7 years who can get off the couch and play football. He's just saying, let me be your practice guy. So it's very interesting because I think you made a point that their owner, Woody Johnson, his politics, he might not be able to stomach something like that.
Well, and that's the question too, is if this gets to a point where the Jets are just kicking tires and looking for answers, and what would Kaepernick's, because you have to sit here and understand, any NFL team that welcomes in somebody into their home who might use this moment as a platform for a social stance of any sort.
Yep.
I mean, name one, any sort. An NFL team or any team might be like, yeah, this is not what we're looking for right now. We're looking for a quarterback. We're not looking for someone to utilize the opportunity to make a social stance as well. And as you just point out, and what we've been discussing, this particular ownership might be on the side in a more hard way of, we're not social standing here. And we're not sitting, we're not kneeling either. So what would his approach be? Do we even know what his approach would be if he gets that opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, we really don't. I mean, and that's the first thing Cap's going to be asked about. Hey,
Yes.
are you going, if you get a chance back in the league, are you going to stand for the national anthem? Are you going to speak out? Look, this is a man of incredible moral fiber. He has sacrificed his career to take a stand for which he said wasn't personal for him, but was for a bigger issue. And so a lot owners have had opportunities, Rich, for 7 years to bring Colin Kaepernick in for this exact same scenario.
Right.
And they have not. We have seen teams lose ball games and bring in inferior quarterbacks, and Cap was closer to his playing days instead of bringing him in.
Yes.
So there is a fear of, okay, if we bring him in, we already have the media crowd of Aaron Rodgers, albeit that he's hurt. They're still ripe for that. And now we bring him in here? Okay, so as an owner, again, I just don't think Woody Johnson or any of these owners we've seen over the years would have the stomach for that. And you know this, Rich. There's a lot of owners who feel like, okay, we've moved on. We've got slogans in the end zone. We've placated people by having messages on the helmet, unity, end racism, things like that. So we've moved on from Cap. So you reintroduce him back into that, this is going to create a whole different wave of conversation that the NFL and its owners thought they've moved away from.
Unless it's about playing football and winning football games, which is what he's trying to say right here.
Exactly
that's his approach.
saying.
I want to come in, I want to win football games. And the Jets, I mean, at some point, and if there are guys in the locker room who are, as Rich Cimini of ESPN reporting, he covers the Jets, saying that there's he's hearing there's some discord already on the defensive side of that locker room.
You knew that was coming.
Well, I mean, it comes with any team that has one side of the ball stronger than the other side of the ball, and the coach is saying the other side of the ball is still fine when we all have eyes, including the coach, and it comes across as somebody's not being held as accountable as the side of the ball that's balling out. That's always a problem. It's like a Mad Lib. You could just change the proper noun of the team and change the proper noun of the coach. We've seen it time and time again. That said, is it possible that the guys in the side of the ball that's balling out would look at Kaepernick and say, why aren't we trying him?
Well, they could, because first off, excuse me, Rich, Cap is saying, hey, I want to come in and make the strong side of the ball even stronger.
Right.
I want to come in and be their scout team quarterback. But that's when they could say, this guy is better than what we have in here. Look, you know how the Jets players feel about Zach Wilson. No matter what they say about he's gotten better, we support him. Look at when Aaron Rodgers even was being floated this summer, all the tweets from Brees Hall. They were all in. They were like, thank goodness.
Yeah, they were burning cheeseheads and effigy.
Exactly. We have moved on. So you know how they feel about Zach. So if look, Cap's letter could not have been more professionally done as a courtesy. I think he should send this out to every team, because there are a lot of teams that could use him as a scout team quarterback or whatever, but he lives in New York. He's saying this. Could it be to prove a point, to see Woody Johnson won't do this because of his politics, verifying once again what I've been saying for 6 years? Who knows? But in seeing the sincerity, at least in the wording of that letter, makes me believe, hey, give me a shot. What have you got to lose? Because you guys are taking L's right now.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.